What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Billy back with another review. Lights, camera, action figures. Welcome to the channel. I'm Thunder Punch He-Man over on Instagram. You can go check me out. If you look down in the description below, you'll find a link to go straight there. Give me a follow, come comment, whatever. But today we're going to take a look at this magnificent, beautiful, brand new series from the Origins line from Masters of the Universe. Original concept art. So sketch art figures. So sketchbook series. Now this is Origins. And you know, I believe from the beginning, if those of you who may remember, there was some talk of the Origins line was going to be like stuff that hadn't been released or stuff that was predating the figures that were released. So, you know, we did get the 5-pack at, PowerCon. Let's see, Lords of Power. You know, we've had a few things, but I believe that this was what we were supposed to be getting. You know, that's up in the air. You can comment, let me know if I'm wrong. But anyway, let's just check this beautiful thing out. So let's just go ahead and get into it. And instead of going, you know, I'll keep going on about what I think was supposed to be come out, you know, released first. This is fantastic. No matter when it came out. I mean, look at this thing. The box is beautiful. The black and white just pops. The sketches, the drawings. On the sides, they bring the color out in the figures. Look at this. I mean, it's just... what else can you ask for? I mean, it's fantastic. A little bit of glare on the plastic there. I apologize about that, but it is what it is. It does have the 40th anniversary She-Ra stamp up there in the right corner. So I'm not sure how many of these will be made. Right now, I know it's at Target. I haven't heard if it's a Target exclusive. I mean, I have heard that, but I don't know if that's definite. Evil Horde. But once we get this thing open, we start looking at the figures, I'm going to throw a few ideas out of some things that I'm thinking that are coming. And we'll go from there. Let's turn it around, look at the back of it. And you can see some early concepts. We've had this figure here. I believe this is, is it Vicor? That's terrible that I didn't research that before I did the video, huh? I did, I just forgot. But I purchased him in classics, and he came with like the tank, and he came with different, you know, like he's supposed to be like what was his name? Was it Robert Sweet? I can't remember who. It's the guy who originally did the 3 figures. You know, looked like Boba Fett, and you know the big tall figures to show off. So Tank Man and Space Man and Barbarian Man or whatever. But that also came out in Masterverse, if I'm not mistaken. It was a Mattel Creations exclusive. I did order that as well. Have that somewhere buried. But an interesting thing here in the backdrop is there's a Skeletor in here. That's very interesting, and I'll tell you, I would love to see that get released. This whole Fright Zone with it's not a... I don't know what that is. I don't know. It's, you know, the puppet, your hand would come through there and hold it, but just, I mean, I'm lost for words on this thing. Like, look at this. The Power and Honor Foundation has a lot of sketches in their book. There's also an art book from MOTU. It came out from SDCC. I don't know what year it was. I actually purchased one from San Diego Comic-Con. I believe there was 1,000 of them. But some of this stuff I haven't seen. I find something very interesting. If you see this arm right here on Hordak, PowerCon had a 4-pack, if you recall, with the blue Filmation Hordak with this arm and this device. And I just find it odd that they made that, you know, for that figure, which was kind of weird. But the sketch art shows this as being a part of his get-up. So was this something that was scheduled before that? and they put it on the back burner because they wanted to see how, the origin line, was rolling along at that point. And they pushed this to the back. So I'm really curious because we were told, like I said, and I don't want to keep going on about it, and maybe you can comment below and let me know. We were told, I thought, at some point there was a rumor that Origins was going to be the origins of MOTU, the stuff that came before the figures. So maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, we'll get them out of the pack. That's a shame we have to, but I mean, the package is beautiful. Great job to the team on this. It's crazy. It sold out pretty quickly on Target. I got a notification. I did a little bar slide over thing where it says notify me. It gets back in stock. It dropped a few times. I was able to get a few. So hopefully everybody can get this, but I don't know how much they'll do as far as quantity. I don't know how many they'll run because they had a lot of stuff sitting for a long time. So it may be a smaller print run, but time will tell if it's a peg warmer or a shelf warmer. But we'll go ahead and open it, and we'll do some comparisons, and we'll see what we got going on. All right, stay tuned. All right, we are back. We have them out of the package. The brand new sketch art figures. We got Grizzlor, got Hordak. And I will say they do look amazing. Obviously, when I say obviously, but I'm favoring the Grizzlor more than the Hordak. The Hordak is a standard He-Man buck on the body. The lower calves are a molded plastic. They're not just the overlay piece. So this is a unique piece for this figure. It does have the He-Man strap shoes or lower boot. He-Man legs. This piece here does come off, as you can see right here. So it's just the He-Man lower body, lower legs, except for the calves. Does pop on. The armor there comes off. The work on the armor is fantastic. It looks great. He-Man arm, and I do have a 2020 release Origins He-Man here. Compare side by side. You can see the arms there, the legs, the thighs, and then right at the bottom, probably hard to come up on camera there, but the shoe itself is the same as what He-Man has. So the interesting thing with this figure is this right here. All right, his right arm. This whole arm right here, which I'll go ahead and pull out. They do have interchangeable pieces like the Origin stuff does. But this arm right here, and I don't have it with me, it's in the pack, but the blue Hordak that came in the PowerCon exclusive 4-pack, Horde pack, this arm was on that figure. Now, if this was sketched in the 80s, then they knew, in my opinion, they knew they were going to get to this. And again, like I mentioned earlier, I was under the impression that Origins was going to be the original artwork and different things from the line, not the toy line just remade. And I could be wrong on that. Like I said, comment below. Let me know what you think on that. If that is the case, though, then this was supposed to come out a long time ago. But if I'm wrong, is what it is. Doesn't matter. It's here now. He looks great. Excuse me. The head, the face sculpt looks good. It's got a little bit of a smirk going on. Some horns there on the helmet. Now, the Grizzlor he's just out there. He's fantastic, man. This whole boar or tusk, I don't know, elephant, whatever he's supposed to be, with the logo there on the chest. I mean, look at that. These are pliable, by the way. They move. But man, just how fantastic is that? A little bit of sheen on the thigh pads here. Now these lower feet, and these are, by the way, from the mid calf down, these come on the Grizzlor that we received in Origins, and I'll show a picture of that in a second. But these feet right here remind me of the robot that was supposed to be released for the Horde. I can't remember exactly what the name of it was. Was it Evil? Was it Evil? I mean, it was called Evil Robot, probably. But it was like a square green bot. He was a little bit larger than the figures. Had like a hose coming off of him. And there's some concept art of that. I believe the figure was actually made maybe in a catalog or had like an advertisement. But those feet, for some reason, remind me of that. So these are unique. I don't know what else these would have been on. If you know if these have been made and put on another figure in Origins line, please let me know, because I'm interested in that. I really am into that. But as far as I'm aware, it's not. I do find it interesting as well that he has the strap that Hordak would typically wear on the toy line. Now, the Terror Claws are another interesting piece of this because, you know, remember, the Horde is from She-Ra, Princess of Power. So She-Ra wouldn't have been in development when MOTU was started and as MOTU progressed. And usually they're 2 to 3 years ahead on figures. We'll say 2 years. So Terror Claw Skeletor could have been in the works, and in order to reuse parts, which they did a lot of in the 80s, they made this figure here in a drawing and a sketch with those pieces. Now, Hordak himself does not come with any accessories. He comes just the way you see him. The cannon on the arm. So these are how they come. But we'll go ahead and bring in what they finished as. Now, this is what they started as in concept. But this here, and I'm using Origins figures because obviously Origins Buck. I am not a fan of the Grizzlor Creations release. He's just, I mean, he's not brown. He's like a red color. I mean, I don't know if you can see that or not. For me, some people love it. I'm just not a big fan. To me, that's more, the brown. Even with a dark face, I know they're released from the PowerCon, but this to me is too red, especially when you compare him next to the counterpart here from the sketch. This to me is spot on and it looks fantastic. But, here it is. They're laid out from sketch to finish. You guys let me know what you think. If it's, would you have preferred this, sketch? Would you prefer the sketch figures over what we received? As far as Hordak goes, I'll take Hordak that we received all day. And by the way, there are variations of the eyes. Small pupil, black on the face with the full red eye. So if you have one package or loose, check that out. See which version you have. This is the standard Hordak. Hordak did end up coming with a shield that was a bat. And he came with his little bow, which has a little bit of sculpting on that as well. And Grizzlor, of course, came with the green bow. Same exact sculpt. But, it's very interesting to see these. I'm glad they made them. I don't know how I feel about if the tables were reversed, was obviously we probably would have loved these. We would have been very excited about these and we wouldn't have known any difference, So let me know what you think, what you'd like to have had. I did pull out the artwork from inside the package. Try to get that on the camera here. Now this is behind the two figures. When you open the package, some really great artwork there. Beautiful stuff, man. Really is. The packaging's fantastic. They just really, I don't know, man. They really did a really great job on presenting these the way they're sketched. And if you own the Power and Honor Foundation book, you can go through and look at some of the sketches. I think they nailed it. You know, of course, obviously the colors, I'm not sure on the color, but for Grizzlor, he just, man, he looks great. I will say right here on this is interesting too to me. You see how this comes to a point here, and then the top where it's flat, so the thighs can, you know, the legs can move. But in the artwork, if I can grab the box. Well, I don't have the box, but, well, yeah, I do. I've got the box. If you look at the box here, if you can see right here, this is curved on the bottom, and it's more pointed or flat at the top, which this kind of is. But you see how this is pointed? It doesn't do that. So I'm not sure if the orientation is correct on this, if it's supposed to be facing up. You know, what was it? The Lords of Power, the Beast Man, his belt was upside down, if anybody recalls that. So that could be an issue, you know, with these, you know, as well as far as packaging goes. But let me know what you think. I don't know what else to really get into with these. It's just, they're fantastic. Supposedly this is going to be an entire line, or, you know, it's going to be sketch art stuff. They have a lot of stuff they can go through. I wouldn't mind seeing more. This is where it's at, in my opinion. The cartoon line looks fantastic. It's beautiful. Origins line is great. If you have the vintage stuff, like, for example, you know, vintage He-Man here in the back, you've got it already. But this right here, figures that have never been released, figures that are rare, you know, stuff like that, is really where I would love to see them go. You know, kudos to Mattel for doing this. The whole team that worked on this, they look great. They stand well. The joints are good. I mean, you can see, you know, I mean, just look at this Grizzlor. I mean, you imagine getting this back in the day as a kid? I mean, with the tusk coming out like that. I mean, this is cool. But this is child's play, man, compared to this right here. Look at this. This is some serious stuff going on. And I love the hue that's going on with the armor. Anyway, I'm going on. I'm going to leave it alone. That matches. It looks great. That's a quick look at the 2-pack. I do believe Target exclusive. Maybe not. I've heard different things. I got mine at Target. I will be doing a post on Instagram. Make sure you go over there and check it out and read everything that I write below the post. That's all I can tell you about that. And I appreciate you guys. Make sure you subscribe, like, you know, share it, whatever you want to do. And I appreciate you coming along. And stay tuned. We're going to be doing some interviews again and talking about these Thundercats that are coming, this crossover with MOTU. I'm not a big fan. You know, you can comment below on that as well if you'd like to. Let me know what you think about that. And we will talk soon. Take care of yourselves and make sure you follow along. Peace.